morning. Today is Tuesday, January 9th. Just like that, the month is getting ahead of us already. 9 days into January already. How are you doing on your New Year's resolutions, and how are you doing on your plan? I'm doing pretty good. I could be doing better, but I'm doing pretty good. But we only have one birthday today, and today is Cena Thomas's birthday, and Cena was the very first subscriber to the channel Let's Get Fit. But let me sing to Cena first, and then we'll get back to that topic. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cena. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you have a great birthday, Cena. Very first subscriber, number one on the list. No, my sister Denise, if you're new to my channel, my sister Denise, who's living with me now until Friday. She's been with me since December 7th. As we say here, a day that will go down in infamy. Started the channel, and it was called Let's Get Fit. And I'll leave a link down below because I did make some guest appearances on that channel, but it mostly was my sister's channel, and it was always about weight loss. And she did go to Weight Watchers, so she does have some Weight Watcher meeting highlights and things like that. But I'll leave the link down below if you want to go over there. And she probably was doing it for a couple months before she told anybody that she was doing it. And I remember we were in the pool, and she told me that she did it. And my sister Denise, you got to know my sister Denise. I love her to death. But I have to compliment her on the fact that she's always trying. She doesn't care what people think. Well, we were brought up that way. My mother always said the reason God put so many people on the earth is because not everyone's going to like you, and you're not going to like everybody. And I find that to be very true. But she would try so many different projects. She was a Tupperware. She was a Longenberger. She was a Pampered Chef. I think she did home interiors. She worked at the post office. Whatever she tries, and you know what? She just keeps going until she finds a niche, until she finds something that she likes. And she could care less if anybody makes fun of her, because that's just her. It's like Valerie Reese says, it's all about the adventure. And she has lived in a life full of adventures because she's tried everything that she can possibly try, because she really has. And there's no quitting in her. She's always trying something. So she finally settled in on quilting, and she loves quilting. The big joke is when she started quilting, she was going to quilt me, make me a quilt. And so I went and bought all the materials, everything. I picked out what I wanted the design to be and everything. And this had to have been 16, 17 years ago. Do you see a quilt? No quilts for Sandy. But anyway, so she settled. She does quilting and needlepoint and things like that. So she's found her niche. But her whole goal in life was to get me a hobby. I considered reading a hobby. She doesn't think reading is a hobby. I have a few close friends. I am not one like have a big social group of friends around me. You know, like Denise has probably got, I don't know, 10 or 12 friends easily. I have like 4 really close friends, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But Denise always thinks that, you know, whatever. So she was always trying to find a hobby for me. And so when she told me she was doing the YouTube, she says, go ahead and laugh. And I thought, no, I don't think so, because I noticed that she had been losing weight. And since she started the YouTube channel, I was wondering how she was doing it. And so then I would make a weekly appearance, and I would tell everybody how I was doing with my weight and everything. Here's a clip of my very first appearance on Let's Get Fit.
Hi guys, just wanted to introduce you to my sister Sandy. She's my oldest sister. I am the youngest of the family. She is the oldest of the family, which I like to remind her of every now and then. She's the first person I've told about my channel. She's been very supportive. She's gone on there and given me some helpful hints. And she's the one that lives just a couple doors away from me. I showed you her front of her house. She walks with me sometimes in the morning if she's up early enough. And I'm going to let her say hi to you.
Hello, I'm Sandy. I am the oldest, but the most beautiful. And since 1980, every year I sit in a chair and I say, next year I'm going to be 100 pounds lighter. Obviously, I haven't lost 100 pounds. If I have, boy, I was really big. But in that regard, I have lost 100 pounds, if not more than 100 pounds. Unfortunately, I gained back the 100 pounds. I lose it 10 pounds, I gain 15. Then I lose 15, and then I gain 10. So Denise is my inspiration, and hopefully I'll stay on the journey with her, and we'll both get thin next year. So my goal is to lose 100 pounds too, but it's going to take me more than a year because I'm old, as Denise pointed out. It's nice meeting you.
I know. And you know what? At the time, I thought, you're a little overweight. A little overweight. You could stand to lose a few pounds. I could lose like a few 100 pounds at that point. I mean, I just couldn't. And so when I watched the video back and saw that, I thought, oh. So I asked her, could I go on once a week and just tell them how I did with my weight? And so she said yes. So as is true with most of the things that Denise does, quilting being the exception because she's been with that forever, she kind of just loses interest and moves on to something else. And being the ham that I am, I took over the channel, and I find great enjoyment with it. And so she's just all ecstatic because she found a hobby for me. and I really do look forward to it. I love doing my videos. Doing Vlogmas was not the least bit difficult for me because I do daily vlogs anyhow. But I'll be honest that sometimes it's kind of hard to come on here every day and think of something to talk about. I always seem to manage to find something to talk about, but I do like to share my stories, but I think that a lot of times I'm just repeating myself. I don't want to be the old grandma that's sitting in the corner. Oh, here she goes again, telling the same story again and again and again. But I do enjoy sharing them. And sometimes a memory will just pop up and it'll remind me of a good time or something that happened that I really had a lot of fun with, or that was hard for me or something. It's just, that's who I am. I just enjoy. And I do think that sometimes sharing my stories brings back memories for my family because they go, I forgot all about that. You're right. I remember that now. So, and I think that my channel is going to leave a legacy for my children and my grandchildren. I never really knew my grandparents. My grandchildren know me, thankfully. They do know me. But their children won't know me. So I'm thinking through this channel, they'll get a glimpse of me. They won't really know me, but they'll get a glimpse of me. So we'll see what a wacko I really was. The rumors were true. She is a wacko. But anyway, I just, I enjoy doing the channel. I do enjoy singing to people. I feel bad if for some reason that I'm not able to sing on your birthday. I'm hoping that, I think that the ship has internet, I think. Because there's birthdays while I'm gone. And I want to make sure that I acknowledge people's birthday, because, you took the time to let me know when it was your birthday. But I got to take this call. This is my daughter. I'll be right back. Like I said, that was Christy. We talk every day, every single day. Danny, we talk maybe 3 times a week. And Jimmy maybe once or twice a week. Jimmy's busy remodeling his basement now. So he's keeping himself pretty busy. Anyway, like I said, I like sharing my memories, and I like singing to everybody on your birthdays and your anniversaries and stuff like that. So it gives me pleasure. Hopefully it gives you pleasure too. I mean, sometimes it's not great to hear my voice, but that's what goes. I got this shirt when we were in South Dakota. Yeah, South Dakota. We were driving around in a circle, and I had dressed poorly for the car, and the air conditioning was on, and I was getting too cold, so I bought this sweatshirt, and I love it. It's so soft and comfortable, and a nice memory. Well, today I'm going to have some leftover chicken. I'll show you my food again today. Birdie's not going to be able to go to the meeting on Thursday. Ron, her significant other, they're not married. They live together. They were married at one point, and then they got divorced. They went their separate ways, and then years later they met up again, and then they're back together again. But they decided not to get married the second time. So they've been together, living together now, maybe 12 or 15 years, something like that. They've been together a long time. But it works for them not being married. But anyway, he had a bypass 10 years ago, and I guess they guaranteed he has a pig's valve put in. I don't know if that's a bypass, but anyway, he had a pig's valve put in, and They said it would last 10 to 15 years, and he's having it's got a little bit of leaking right now. So he has an appointment on Thursday morning with a heart specialist to see what they're going to do about it. So Bertie's bringing him because he has to be sedated, and so he can't drive. So I guess they put a tube down your throat. You would wonder why for your heart, but they know what they're doing, I guess. Hopefully they know what they're doing. So she's not going to be going to the meeting, but I do have every intention of going to the meeting myself. My leader informed us last week that she's leaving the last Thursday of this month. She's still going to do the night meetings, but she's not going to do the day meetings. If I don't like the new leader that's coming in, I might switch to going at night because she's still going to do Thursday nights. I don't like waiting at night because I'm one of these people that just won't eat all day, which is it's not the right way to lose weight. But then I'm thinking, well, that would give me a truer weight loss or whatever. But my first bottle of water, I'm just starting. And but she's such a good coach, but she just said for personal and economical reasons, she has to go back to where she was a surgical nurse, I think. Well, she's back into surgery. She's not a doctor, but she said she had to get back to surgery. She got her dream job back in surgery. So I'm thinking she was probably a surgical nurse or like an anesthesiologist or something like that. Nobody asked, but it's not our business. But she's always been such a good coach and good support system for me. She, when I first joined Weight Watchers back in 2016, she alternated with this other leader, Denise, who does the meetings there during the week. So I might think about going to one of her meetings and see what days she's meeting. I like going on Thursdays because that's Bertie's day off. And as long as Bertie's going, I'm going to stick going with the same day Bertie goes. Obviously, sometimes it works out that the two of us can't go, but one of the other always goes in their place. So, but anyway, when I joined, I went with her, and then everything shut down in 2020, and then I never went back. I tried to do the online. Online was good, but not for me. I need the meetings. I need the support system. I need somebody cheering me on. And just the fact that when I walked in, like 3 years later, when I walked in the door, she went, "Sandy, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. Welcome back." And it just really touched my heart that she remembered me because, like, how many people come in and out of Weight Watchers over all those years? And maybe I made quite the impression. That could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing, but I think I made a good impression. But anyway, so she welcomed me back, and she was like the perfect coach. And she really is a good coach. And so I'm hoping that whoever takes her place is going to be just as supportive for me, and I'm going to get as much out of it. I don't like meetings. If it's the one I think it's going to be, I hope not, because she mostly did her meetings showing you foods you could eat. Like, this is 2 points and this is 3 points and you can have this and that. I try to eat as healthy as I can. I try not to depend on like processed food things that they're pushing. Like, oh, this is like 3 points. You can have these cookies or whatever. And whereas Sue, who's my leader now, she just really gets into, what do you need? Like she knows everybody by name. Like Cheers at the bar, she knows everybody by name, and she talks to each and every person. Every month, I think she's hit everybody in the meeting. She might not hit everybody at the same meeting, but through the course of the month, she's talked to just about everybody in the meeting, which to me is a sign of a good coach. And she seems to know when people are having a difficult time and how to hone in on it without drawing super attention to them, but enough tension that the problem that they're having is shared by everybody in the group. So I think that the reason I'm going to do better is because of her. I think the fact that I only gained less than 2 pounds I think I gained 1.8 pounds over the holidays was because of her support. I gained like 11 pounds over the whole year, and I gained a lot of weight over the holidays the previous year. So I started off the year with last year with a big gain. So I really think that a good support system, a good coach is what you need. Speaking of coaches, last night I was texting back and forth with Edie over at Edie's Adventures about my Michigan. Da, 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 da. They won the national championship. But anyway, it was a good game. It really was. In the beginning, it kind of looked like a blowout. I told you the other day, I don't like blowouts. I like close games that you're just wondering who's going to win. And, and I acknowledge when the other team makes a really fantastic catch or something like that. And Jim does too. We'll just say, that was really a really great catch. I don't like that they made the catch, but it was really good, or that was a really good play or whatever, because we like to acknowledge, the sportsmanship of the game, because, as much as you want your own team to win, you have to acknowledge when somebody else is doing better. Just like if you're weight loss, if you're not doing as well, don't begrudge the person that's doing really well, because, be a good sport, encourage them because they're going to encourage you too. Getting back to that, the last 3 minutes of the game, Michigan was up by 3 touchdowns, by 21 points if you don't follow football, by 21 points. There was not a chance in hell that Washington was going to come back with that little bit of time and how many timeouts they had left to win the game. And their quarterback was hurt. He was in obvious pain. You could see it. Every time he threw the ball, he'd grab his side and he'd lean over, and you could see the look on his face through his helmet, how much pain he was in. And I said to myself, shame on you, to that coach. That coach was not thinking about his player. He was just thinking about the team in general and not that particular player. As far as I understand, I'm thinking that he was a senior. This was his last game. He's got a shot of being a professional ball player because he's so good, because he really was a good quarterback. But the coach left him in the game. And I just thought, shame on you. Shame on you, because you were not thinking what was best for your player. You were thinking what was going to be best for you if he came back and had some miraculous comeback that he can say, well, at least they tried, they had a comeback. Shame on you. He should have took him out. That's not a coach. That is not a coach. And that is not somebody that I want coaching me, whether it's on a football field or in my life, because he was not looking for he wasn't looking out for the outcome of the best results for his player. Maybe the player didn't want to come out, but sometimes you need somebody to tell you it's time. Like somebody should have told me when I was sitting on that chair and that recliner, it's time, Sandy, it's time. But people don't, because they don't want to hurt your feelings or something. But he should have taken him out of the game. He should have, whether he wanted to stay in the game by himself or not. But I don't know, it's over with now, and hopefully he didn't hurt himself too badly staying in the game, because they still want to tackle him, but I think that it didn't seem as vicious, because sometimes they get kind of vicious when they want to tackle the quarterback. But that's all I'm going to say on that. I just, shame on you, Washington coach. I don't even know what your name is. I don't even want to acknowledge your name. I don't want to put it out in the atmosphere, because that was poor coaching on my thoughts. But anyway, these are 3 things which I put in my thumbnail, if you saw that. These are 3 things that you have to remember if you want to be successful. If you don't go after what you want, you're never going to get it. Like I said, you can just, I really want to lose weight. I just so want to lose weight. I want to get into Wonderland. I want to. But until I'm willing to put in the effort and the time, because sometimes it's time. I'm already beginning to find it a drudgery to list all my fiber and my sodium and my calories and the fiber and all that stuff. But as the theme for the week is tracking, that's what I need to do. And it's not gonna come to me unless I try for it. It really isn't. It's just, if I don't go and look for it, if I don't make a conscious effort to get my exercise in, to eat properly, to get the proper amount of sleep, which I do get. I get 7 hours sleep every night. I don't think it really matters what time I go to bed, as long as I get 7 hours of sleep. And it's a restful sleep. It's not like a toss and turn sleep. It's a restful sleep. So I think that you have to remember, if you don't go after it, you're not going to get it. You're just not. Nobody's going to come knocking at your door, and no personal chef is going to come up here and say, hey, what can I make for you today? Or personal trainer, let's get out and get a walk. You gotta decide you want to do that stuff yourself. And the second thing is, if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. How do I know if I ask somebody? If I ask somebody for some support, I don't know that they're going to say yes or no, but if I don't ask, I know that the answer is going to be no. They're not going to volunteer. Nobody volunteered to tell me to get off my butt and start losing some weight. You have to ask, because if you don't ask, like I said, the answer is going to always be no. And the third thing is if you do not step forward, you're going to remain in the same place. If you keep doing the same things over and over and over and over, you're going to stay in the same place. You're never going to make any accomplishments on your weight loss journey or anything in life that you're going to try to accomplish if you don't at least take a step forward. At least try. At least try. And don't get discouraged if, like today is a bad day. Like you had too many cookies, you had too many donuts, you had too big of a meal, you didn't track, you just really went out, you didn't get your exercise in. It's one day, and you just need to step forward and say, you know what, and that was yesterday, and yesterday's gone. Chad and Jeremy. That was yesterday, and yesterday's gone. I know. Stop singing, Sandy. That's not your forte. But just remember that all you have to do is just take that one step, that first step forward. And if you have a bad breakfast, then have a good lunch. If you have a bad lunch, have a good dinner. If you just had the whole day shot, start off the next day. Just start again. Do whatever you need to do to get back on track, because you'll be thankful and you'll be glad that you did. You really will. And don't beat yourself up. Everybody makes mistakes. That's the only way you learn in life, is by making a mistake. Nobody knows how to do everything the very first time they try it. And if they do, more power to you. But most people, it takes a couple of times, a little bit of effort to learn how to do something or to get better at something. So just give yourself that little bit of effort, that lot of encouragement. Give yourself a lot of encouragement, and surround yourself with people that are going to support you. You don't need naysayers in your life. You don't. Oh, she's on another diet. You don't need that negativity in your life. Yeah, I'm on another diet, but that means I didn't give up. I'm still trying. I'm still trying. And as long as you're still trying, that's all you can ask for in your life. That's all you can ask for. So anyway, let me show you what I had to eat today. And until tomorrow, or the next time we see each other, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. And here is my 11-point breakfast. 4 points for my toast, 1 point for the Laughing Cow, makes it 5. 4 points for the cheese, makes it 9. 2 points for the avocado is 11. 0 for the eggs, banana, and chicken. And my cup of tea. 11-point breakfast. All right, I know it's very high in points, 11 points, but it's a lot of protein. I've got 118 grams of protein. So I'm doing pretty good with the protein so far. And kind of close on my calories, 710. The chicken, though, kind of threw me, 214, but it's a good calorie. So there is the breakfast totals.